Gather round, hunters, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. Orion Pirates, I'm Commodore Tarek of the Heavy Cruiser Slaughterer, as we continue our campaign against the Romulan Star Empire. And last time, as part of our campaign against the Romulan Star Empire, we've been invading neutral territories. Just like the neutral planet of 18-4, which is down to an Empire defense of 15, so we should hopefully have it by the end of this episode, unless things go a little bit sideways, like they could, as we've just taken a surprise reversed. We have been out here for quite some time, actually, and being in the middle of nowhere means we're down to half loads on all our missile launchers. It's all we can build in between missions, and that is an interesting problem to have. It does allow us to do quite the little endurance test to see how long our little light cruiser, or heavy cruiser, I keep wanting to call it a light cruiser, it's not, it's a heavy cruiser, how long our heavy cruiser can last out here, especially given our current ammunition problem. I was absolutely stunned last episode when we were able to actually take that planet. We weren't able to destroy the planet's defenders, but we snuck in behind them and took the planet. It was pretty funny. We were being escorted today by a DCN. That's not... Oh, okay, I thought a DCN was some kind of dreadnought, but no, this is clearly some kind of destroyer, the Dracora, as well as his friend, the Standing Double, who apparently is a pirate that we've hired. Currently square off against us is a frigate, a light cruiser, and a heavy cruiser. Guess who our target is? Engage the heavy cruiser. Beginning our opening salvos. This should, well, no, we'll get 2 full salvos on. Make sure that he's not surviving. He could have an anti-missile defense system. You never do know. Send the probe to find out exactly what we're dealing with. And we will launch another couple of missiles at him, just to kind of get things all fully sorted. 2 full salvos should be enough to destroy him with no shields whatsoever and in a short period of time. No anti-missile defense system to speak of. He does have an expanding sphere generator, which makes a mean anti-missile defense system when it can be used. Except he can't use it because he's currently offline, sitting in the middle of dock. I'm not quite sure what they were doing. Probably dividing the spoils up. They were having a pirate conference to determine who would become the next pirate leader of this fleet. Clearly, we probably have hunted down the last pirate leader of the fleet, and so they've had to come up with somebody new. That's my reasoning. I'm going to stick to it. After all, he's in the... Wow, this is not just a heavy cruiser. This is a heavy carrier, isn't it? Yeah, BRH-3. So you would normally be carrying a pretty decent complement of fighters, which you're not allowed to launch because nobody was in their fighter base. That's very sad for you. We do, of course, cannot fire any more missiles. We could fire 2 more, but I think this is enough to take him out. We could fire 2 more missiles. That's the maximum we could control, because I think MIRVs don't count after they pop. I'm not sure on that, but it kind of seems like it. So let's kind of get on close to see what it is we're dealing with here, if he's going to have any way to stop us. Again, no anti-missile defense system. He does have a couple of phaser 3s, which he might be able to use to shoot down some of the other stuff. Did shoot down some of the stuff, but... Oh, nope, we're starting to get the hits. And... gone. Just barely gone, but gone. I'm not going to pop the MIRV because we are way too close for the MIRV. And that took him out. And I will pop the MIRV because it's the only thing I've got. We'll start to slow down as well. That way we can start charging our weapon systems. The MIRV, of course, is still only going to deal 24 damage to him, but it'll do 24 damage to him each time. He'll probably shoot down 4 of them, unless that one phaser 1 only shoots forward, in which case, nope, didn't work out for him. Only 6 damage, though. Really? That's not right. Huh. I wonder what's going on there. Engage with the rest of the missiles. We have a lot of them. And he doesn't have any defenses at this point. So I expect a pop right here. Yeah. Pop. MIRV over to you, sir. And I will follow up with an immediate barrage of phaser fire. Our rear shield is quite badly hurt. Ooh, you managed to shoot some of them down. Shoot most of them down. I think 1 got through, if that. And we'll pass over. Our energy bombardment capability is pretty pathetic. 2 phaser 1s and 8 phaser 3s is just... That's not a lot. Like, the 8 phaser 3s sounds really cool, and then you realize, no, you have 2 Gatling phasers worth of phaser 3s, and that's all that you have. Wow, he just has a lot going for him in terms of point defense. We're gonna have to end that, which we may do with the energy bombardment, but it may happen by the MIRV. I actually did not fire the MIRV because I thought it wouldn't be necessary, but clearly it is. Stop shooting my missiles. Well, apparently point-blank range is required. Phaser 3s. The Hind Claws is what we named them in the last Merak campaign. I think it was Season 4 when we first did the Merak. And the Hind Claws were a pretty common, I suppose, installation on most of the most of the heavy cruisers and really most of the ships in general for the Marak. Them 8 Phaser 3s was a very common loadout. We used it to great effect. Red alert, please tell me you're not an armed planet. Please tell me you're not an armed planet. You are not an armed planet, yay! And you're being defended by a frigate. Even more yay. And we're being escorted by the GCS Fang, who is clearly a heavy battle destroyer, and a heavy defense frigate. The Hurl. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, actually. Ah, well, in any case, let's send a probe just to make sure that we are indeed only facing a single frigate, because you are a KFR, so you are indeed a Romulan frigate, which will have plasma torpedoes. So I thought that you might have been one of the F-Series frigates, which technically it is. It is an F-Series hull. It's actually an upgraded F-Series hull with the third nacelle underneath for that additional power. Oh, we got a KVL off here in the corner. Yeah, that's much more like it. Okay, and we're looking at a G and 2 Fs. That is a lot of plasma to cram into something so tiny. We're going to ignore it, though. We're going to focus all our efforts on the Dreadnought, because we can get there pretty quickly. If I leave the little guy to you, do you mind leaving the Dreadnought to me? I think we can get a lot done if we work in that way. So send that, prepare the follow-up with all the missiles, and I'm just going to breeze on through. We do not have shuttles, unfortunately, which means no wild weasels for us, so we got to play this one a bit cagey. If we get too close, things will end badly for us. Got to pick up the pace a little bit more. We can't thicken the salvo too much. If we do, bad things will happen. Please, Hurl, run against the KFR. Just do me that huge favor. I know you don't want to. I know you want the glory of fighting the Dreadnought, but don't do it. It's a trap. Trust me. If you do... Alright, good. He's engaged. Just had to make sure. We do, of course... We came in a bit too quick on this one. So, because of that, we're going to have to make sure we space out our salvo a bit. And I'm really kind of worried about, one, the salvo spacing being good enough. This is going to be really tight. Because he's going to double Wild Weasel. And two, if he will cloak, which it does appear he's in position to do, this is going to Wild Weasel right now. If you don't, you're not going to make it in time. No, there it goes. There's the crash stop. And a couple of hits on through the Wild Weasel. And now the timing becomes extra sensitive. Please don't get in the way. I need that not to happen. Please tell me that's about to go away. Attack ship 3, attack ship 1, and he fired everything, and he's going into cloak. And he's taking damage. Oh, but it lost the lock right as the main battery was coming in. Okay, that's a problem. That's a problem. It's a problem we can resolve. It's a problem where we're going to resolve in a way that we don't normally resolve, but we can resolve it. So, I'm going to slow way down. So the Romulan vessel was able to make use of a very, very good thing that it can do, where it cloaks and thus ruins my day. Let's set a pace here, and F1. Let's also increase speed because I need a little bit more. And a bomb right there. Goes red. I am in range. Sometimes this thing just shuts off, and I don't know why. So now I've got to recharge it and reset everything. It's super frustrating when that happens. It's like, I am prepared, I am set, bombs are ready to go, and I meant to adjust course, and I ended up dropping my bomb on myself. As you do. Bomb. And now activate the bomb. How did he not... I'm actually really too close to him. Back to normal people view, because this is much too close for my preferences. I need to let him go a little bit away from me, and then I need to follow up with an absolute titanic missile barrage. So B, and this, and all weapons select, and all weapons fire. You're not getting away from this one, buddy. I've got you locked up. And disengage. Disengage. Okay, we disengaged just in time. Full power. He cannot cloak as long as he's holding those. He's no longer holding them, so it doesn't matter. More power. More power. I have no weapons that can fire towards him. That is, of course, my mine, so I'm perfectly safe from it. I am masking my own missiles, which is not great, but we'll come around and we'll be fine. Already a decent number of mines have been deployed, although we got a pretty decent amount of damage into his stern, 92, and he's not dead? That kind of surprises me, because that's a lot of damage. I don't want to engage with my missiles unless I've got pretty much sure things lined up, because they will cloak, and they are quite good at cloaking. Yep, see, he's dropped into cloaking again. Defender. So, is it just you? No, you've also got your buddy, your little friend, but I'm focused on you because you are way more dangerous than everybody else, quite frankly. So I'm going to try and get right up on his stern, and, well, we're going to bomb him again. Unfortunately, he's going too slow. He's a speed of 1.0, and at that speed, we can't actually, he won't set off the mine. So I'm going to actually slow down the speed of time. Range is 5.99, so, and a B, and 1. And this is going to get dropped. Apparently not. Increase speed time. Because I've got to drop it. And then I've got to get ahead of it. Oh, I didn't set this up, did I? It's not set up. This might be a failure. A failure of epic proportions, because I'm about to hit my own mine. Phasers, get ready for the follow-up. Since I probably won't be... Oh, we're on. All right, come on, hit him, hit him. Hit that mine. We're going to swing into the mine. All up and select. I am too close for missiles. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, okay, you're decloaking? Drop it. I said, drop him. Iron claws in place. Draw the range out a bit. We may have caused enough damage that he no longer can cloak. If that's the case... That was the case. Okay. So he's down out of the equation. Now we get to target this guy. And you are going to fire your plasma torpedo dead into my front, which I will not be able to defend against in time. So I'm going to see if I can't bring out a starboard side defense. And I could. Okay, good. You are cruising at a decent-ish speed. So the solution, of course, is to mine you in point-blank range missile, which is just a weird strategy to me. I don't like doing this sort of close-range knife fighting with the enemy. We're designed as a missile support ship. I mean, we should never get this close to the enemy. And pull up a good shield to block on. Excellent, and full power to the engines. Oh, if you can actually coax him out to utilize a... to use a wild weasel, that would be very much appreciated, because I'll pick him up and he won't be able to avoid it. Yep, he did it. Can I get in range in time? Not quite. Oh, come on. Oh, I can't tractor beam while he's under the target of a decoy shuttle. Unfortunately, I'm too close to mine him. Phasers. More phasers. I've got to let him go. I don't want to, but I have to. All up until we follow up on the missiles. I think this will be in time. Okay, it was. Okay, so we got the defender ship destroyed. Onto the planet. Luckily, the planet for us is not defended. So, unlike the last planet that we had to assault and ran out of missiles shooting at, this one only has a couple of phaser 3s. So we should be fine going after this one, and we have support. Hopefully they will utilize their plasma torpedoes for great justice and good to support our invasion endeavors. Speaking of which, how many Marines I got? I have enough. I have enough Marines to invade their planet. So, 2, 3, because that's all I've got. So many shot down. All up and engage. Not a lot of damage there, gotta admit. Isn't this supposed to... It's not concentrated in the way I wanted. Forward reinforcements only, please. Thank you. All up and engage. How much power do I have spare? Quite a bit, so I'm just going to pull within a range of 3. Yeah, they can shoot me, but I can shoot back. And their phaser 3s are not going to cut through. So now we sit here, and we bomb the planet with all of our little weapons. Now we have 20 Marines to knock down. We can only knock down 18 of them, so there is that going for us. But still, this could take a little while. Luckily, we have a little bit of time. Although, again, guys, if you want to just, you know, pull in close to support here, that'd be great. I can't even see that. Cannot even see that. Hidden by the planet itself. As apparently there's a gigantic plasma fire going on in the middle of the planet. Gonna take us a little while. First, we've got to knock down most of these systems, and then we'll start really dealing damage to the Marines. Seriously, guys, you have plasma. You have G-type plasma torpedoes. It was built for this. 19. We're making progress, slowly but surely. You have an S-type plasma torpedo. There's no reason you shouldn't be firing, even from your weird orbity long range. For some reason, the AI gets really scared about moving anywhere near planets, which I understand. The AI will attempt to avoid map borders, asteroids, and planets. It just does not like being near them. Which makes sense, because all three of those things will destroy your ship or remove you from combat in some form or another. But still, that means that when it's supporting you on a planetary assault, you get into situations like this, where they have enough firepower to destroy most of the defenders pretty easily. And they won't use it. But yeah, this was an interesting fight just before this when we were actually fighting the Dreadnought, because that's going to be more of how I envisioned the campaign would go. These close-range missile knife fights. Because I figured, hey, they're going to cloak whenever I fire at them at long range. That won't allow me to be able to utilize that. So I'll have to get it nice and tight, use a lot of mines, use a lot of, well, close-in firepower. Fortunately, that apparently was not the case. The way it played out at all was completely different. Although we did have to use quite a bit of mines, and we're down to only 2, which means we're going to have to be very careful with our usage of them. No accidentally dropping mines off to the side anymore. We must be pinpoint accurate, otherwise we will surely lose. They have managed to take out most of their Phaser 3s. In fact, I'm going to get closer. The closer you are, the more damage your Phaser 3s will do, so I'm going to get relatively close. That way I can deal the most amount of damage. The prey is crippled, he says, but the prey is not defeated. And that is important. It's very, very important. Let's try not to smash into the planet. That would be bad. Hi, we're at a range of 1. And can I get... Okay, no more closer. We will not gain any more benefits for being any closer. Look at that. We're just like, we're barely brushing the atmosphere. This will deal the most amount of damage that we possibly can do. So there is that going for us. But if I press the speed up key at all and don't catch it very quickly, we will burn up in said atmosphere. Even though, you know, it kind of looks like our ship could probably survive that. But it's got the shapes that make it look somewhat aerodynamic. Not really, well, a little bit. It's pointy at the front. It's the Top Gear version of the Robin. Yeah, that's us. It was pointy at the front and wider at the back. So we're down to only 4 more Marines that we need to eliminate from the planet before we can beam over our assault contingent, which will hopefully actually capture things. Pretty much every single shot should be dealing damage to Marines themselves. 3 more to go, since we've knocked out every other system. He's got no more Phaser 3s, he has no electronic countermeasure, he probably has no power systems left either. No transporters, no tractor beams, no nothing. 1 more, and I'm sending in the Marines. Come on. Send in the Marines, there we go. Let's turn so we're not facing towards them, because I don't like being this close to planets. Being this close to planets is not good for your health. So we're going to spin in place. Normally we'd pick up a little bit of speed to make this turn, but not this time. We're just going to turn right in place, put our stern towards the planet, and head on out of here so that we don't die. Okay, increase speed. Pulling away, opening up the range from the planet. Excellent. We have managed to take out all the enemy Marines. We are now just securing key locations, the Capitol building, that sort of thing. And there we go. It's ours. A little bit longer, and hopefully... Well, the tile could technically flip on this. That's not unknown for it to happen. So I'm kind of hoping that it does. Because I'd like to take this planet today. 495 prestige, and nope, Empire Defense is down to 10 though. Unfortunately, we got an asteroid base assault or a convoy raid. I'm so low on ammo, I'm going to take the assault. And hope that I'm escorted by somebody. Red alert, increase speed. We have a DNF. Holy crap. So this is a plasma destroyer dreadnought right here, the Swift Foot, not to be confused with the Little Foot, and he is equipped with a lot of weapons. He's got an R2S type plasma torpedoes and 2 F type plasma torpedoes. The R does 50 damage. It's one of the largest single pinpoint damage things in the game, aside from the Mauler. Each S type plasma torpedo will deal 30, and each F will deal another 20 apiece. So that's 40 plus 60 is 100 plus 50 is 150 damage in plasma torpedoes alone. And the only thing facing us is a frigate. I think we hit the lottery. We will then, of course, have to destroy the Starbase asteroid thing. But I think we're going to be fully capable of doing that. Let's set a probe just to make sure he is indeed all alone, because that would make our lives much simpler. Also, make a note, we are heading up into the upper left-hand corner of the map. That will, of course, be where the asteroid base is. Otherwise, you have to, like, circle around to try and find it. So just the asteroid base and an I don't know if that's a D or a 0F, but he does have an F-type plasma torpedo. Nothing we can do about it, as we do not have, well, plasma torpedo defenses. Wild weasels, that's what I was looking for. So we're going to basically cruise around at maximum speed, wait for them to do their titanic clash of... Actually, no, I really should fire first. Yeah, in the grand scheme of weapons fire, I've got to precede this. Because his plasma will deal so... Oh. Okay, never mind. So I was about to say his plasma will deal so much damage that you just cannot possibly justify not firing everything into it so that his plasma will hit. But then he dropped a pair of interceptors. These are pseudo-fighters. I keep calling them pseudo-frigates. So when I say pseudo-frigates, I mean pseudo-fighters. They're pretty much the same thing. Which are light, small little interceptors. And now this is going to be a thing. Let's kick to full speed, and also I'm going to activate this. I know I can't capture him when he's underneath. Oh, I don't know what happened there, but apparently that's not happening. Okay, I take it back. We're just going to set up for normal engagement. So increase the speed of time. So we'll begin a long-range bombarding engagement as soon as we hit range of 72, because he can't move, so there's no point in engaging beyond that, as our missiles will run out of fuel just before they hit him. Drop down to speed. And the first of our MIRVs is away. Prepare to follow up. Wait for that to travel a little bit closer. Now he does have four phaser crews, which is not a terrible armament. Unfortunately, it's not going to help him all that much. So we will get 2 full salvos off into him, and that will not kill him. We know that for a fact. It will not kill him, or at least it shouldn't. I've fired a King Condor into one of these things, and it has not killed it. And for those of you who don't know, the King Condor is an absolutely massive total destruction device that the Romulans get to use. It's amazing. It's incredibly powerful, and one of these asteroid-based defenses will take its entire salvo of fire. So you do not destroy these things in one shot. You can get close, but not quite. Do I have forward shield reinforcement? I do. Not really making much use of it. And I can fire 2 more missiles. So I'm going to try and get 2 more missiles off the rack, but I'm not sure that's going to happen before I've got to turn off. Let's waddle a little bit. Just a little. Back and forth. There's no sense. Well, the MIRV's about to be ready. I can't fire a whole other 3rd salvo as much as I'd like to. But I just want to get this as concentrated as possible. Okay, there's my last 2 missiles, and we break off. And in the meantime, I should probably go maximum electronic countermeasures and start to slow down. Hi, have that. 'Tis my gift to you, friend. And we'll zip in behind our friendly plasma dreadnought, which should be crossing any moment now. Hello. Go destroy him, please. If this doesn't... Well, I know this won't do it, but... Shot down most of the MIRVs, but that's okay. That's why they're there. And 124 plus... Yeah. Now, this might actually kill him, but if not, I'm going to prep my next salvo. And... not quite. So my missiles might do it, although this S-type plasma torpedo may overtake them and do the job just as well. S-type plasma torpedoes travel at, I believe it's 36. Yes, 36, and our missiles only do 32, or 24. Wow, we are just pouring the fire in, but nope, the missile bombardment did the trick. Took a little while, but we finally knocked it out. And there goes a whole bunch of melted rock. Missiles are incredibly effective if used properly. If not, then they get wasted and do nothing. We took the tile. Unfortunately, not the tile we wanted. We're up to 8,396 prestige, which is quite a bit of prestige. We'll hopefully use that to buy a battleship in the near future. But that is it for today's episode. I've been Tirek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.